edition of Go Glenview. My name is Kyle Smith. We have a special guest in studio, Peyton Arenson, who now plays softball for Waldorf University. She grew up in Glenview, but unlike a lot of her classmates, she actually played for New Trier High School. So, Peyton, what was that like growing up in Glenview, but then playing high school softball for New Trier instead of Glenbrook South?
Well, it was a lot different. I definitely had a lot of cousins that went to GBS, and so I definitely was used to the whole Glenbrook South area. I have an older brother who went to New Trier. He played baseball there as well, and he played hockey. He played all the sports there, and so when we were ready for New Trier and going there, I played sports my whole entire life, and I actually played baseball up until freshman year at New Trier, and I decided to go out for the softball team, and I really enjoyed it, and all 4 years I played New Trier softball and didn't really think about Glenbrook South because we played them. So,
Biggest rival when you were at New Trier, or how did that work exactly with high school rivalries?
I definitely think it was one of the biggest, but Evanston is always one of the biggest for New Trier. It's definitely the biggest for basketball, men's and women's. Not so much hockey, but definitely men's and women's basketball, men's and women's soccer. So
you played baseball up till your freshman year.
Yeah.
You ever seen the movie The Sandlot, how he says you play ball like a girl? And actually, one of my friends, his daughter, she was playing baseball too up till she was 12, 13 years old. And he actually bought a shirt that says, "You wish you played ball like a girl." So that was just really cool. And the fact that there was a girl in the Little League World Series who was throwing, I think, 70, 75 miles an hour overhand, and she was striking out male players in the Little League World Series. So that's really cool that you were able to do that. But then you decided to transition to softball, had a great high school career, and then you decided, what am I going to do in college? So you went to Harper Community College, played very good baseball there. And then Waldorf University recruited you, and they're in the National Association of Intercollegiate Athletics. People that aren't very familiar with the NAIA, but are more familiar with NCAA Division I, Division II, and Division III. Kind of tell us what NAIA is in comparison to the NCAA.
Well, there are definitely different rules and sets that they have for the NAIA, but the NCAA is more live streamed, like ESPN does more on the NCAA, and I mean, all I know is that NAIA is a little less, the recruiting stage of it is different as well as the money, so that was the only difference that I always set out to see. But I have a twin sister that plays in Florida, Boca Raton, and she plays at Lynn University, which is D2 NCAA. So I know about the NCAA as well as the NAIA, so I know about both.
Are you going to try to tell you're a head coach at Waldorf to try to get a non-conference game against your twin sister at Lynn?
I've definitely talked to my parents about it and tried to see if we can do that, but no, not many NCAA teams like playing NAIA teams, because if they lose, you don't really see that a lot. So
we're talking with Peyton Arenson, who just had her first year at Waldorf University, an NAIA school in Forest City, Iowa. I've been to Forest City before. Not everybody has. It's a little bit of a little town. You went from Chicagoland. You must really love softball to go to a small town in Iowa. What is it like playing college softball, but it's not an NCAA Division I institution?
I really don't see a difference. I feel that playing softball anywhere, even if you don't get money or you do get money, if you love the sport, you're going to play it no matter what. It's definitely one of the sports that I thoroughly enjoyed my whole entire life ever since I was born. I mean, played baseball, transferred to softball. I loved both of it, and so it definitely was very fun and easy. There's definitely no difference, though. If you love softball, you're going to want to play it anywhere.
What drove you most to want to be a college softball player, and what was the recruiting process like to go to Harper, and then you had a very good career at Harper, the transition process going into Waldorf?
My senior year at New Trier, it was my first year as varsity.
Nice.
I played JV my junior year just to get more games in at third base and try and get back into the game. I definitely wasn't really looking for anywhere to go. I definitely just was finishing school and not really looking to go anywhere for school as of right now to play softball. And then my senior year came upon, and my sister knew where she was going, and I still hadn't decided. And so I decided when Harper actually reached out to me and asked me to come up for a visit So I went up for a visit, and I actually enjoyed the campus, even though it was a 40-minute commute.
Sure.
I enjoyed the campus a lot. I loved the coach. He was a great guy. He still is a good guy. But I just decided that I wanted to stay a little bit closer to home and get that feel first of how college is like at home, and then see where that leads. And I did that for a whole year, and then I finally decided the 40-minute commute was a lot every Monday through Thursday, and not getting home till 10 o'clock at night was not very fun. So I reached out to schools, and actually Coach Dieterman, one of the other, Lexi, I call her Lexi, but Lexi reached back to me, and we were talking. I went up for a visit, and I really enjoyed the campus. Even though it's a small town, it was definitely a lot of fun.
Is it a really easy transition process from going to big town Chicagoland to small town Iowa, or was it a little bit tough at first?
It was definitely a little tough. I mean, I came from a school that had 4,000 kids. I graduated with 1,000. So to go to a town that only has like 2,000 people is definitely a difference. But I don't think it was that big of a difference. The only thing that probably was tough was leaving the parents and all of that. So,
so you mostly a designated player because Hupke was at Haiti Hupke. Is it Haiti or Hattie?
Hattie
Hupke, sorry. She was at third base. She had a great year, great leadoff hitter.
Yeah.
You had a great year as well. You had 2 3-hit games, including 4 for 4 in the elimination game, which you unfortunately lost to Valley City State. But you had a great year. And David Ortiz said this best as he was a DH all those years for the Red Sox. He was like, yeah, sometimes it sucks not being on the field all the time, but man, I don't have to worry about getting ground balls or fly balls anymore. What's it like trying to transition from third base into being a DH, or in softball's case, known as a designated player?
It was definitely hard, since at Harper, I was on the field every single time. I played 43 games there. I was either catching or I was playing third base, mostly playing third base. And I thoroughly enjoy third base. It's my favorite position on the field. It's the hot corner. I mean, it's a lot of fun. So going to Waldorf and the whole process of trying to get to third base and trying to be that starting position was definitely very hard and not easy to get to. But I did embrace the DH position, and I did my best embracing it, and I think I did a good job of embracing it and just going out there and doing my job and just hitting the ball and coming back in, cheering on the players on and off the field, and keep on doing that as best I could. So.
You sure did great hitting the baseball this year. You had 33 RBIs, second on the team. Peyton, thanks so much for coming into the studio. For more of her stats, go to DAXstats.com and search Waldorf softball. It was a great year for the Waldorf softball team. Next, it's upcoming events with Michelle Howard.